Welcome to the first episode of Life Safety Lessons with the Alarming Alarmists. I am joined with XLL-LXXX and
I'm here with Nintendo Game Entertainment Console Cartridge Reader Classic Video System Man Person.
we're doing the topic of new versus old fire alarm systems. So we'll go over like the pros and cons and the general stuff like that. Anyway,
Okay.
Let's get into it. So we have older systems, and I feel like these are definitely more of an attention grabber, at least for mechanical horns.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
And then there's
I feel
also, I guess it's kind of differentiated older systems without panels and with panels.
Yeah, like there's closed contact systems, and then you have like
Yeah.
2001s and stuff like that. And there's not really, I mean, there are older voice of act systems, but there aren't many differences between the old ones and the new ones. However, I will say older alarms have frosted strobes and lower candela.
Yeah.
So it's like 195 candela is like staring like at an ant that's 0.5 candela. I don't know. Anyway, and a lot of alarms were made in the USA back then. Now they're all made in Mexico or somewhere else. So, I don't know.
Yeah. I actually own a couple frosted strobes, and they're actually brighter than you'd think they'd be. Like, they're not
Yeah,
not bright.
I have two actually.
I think incandescent is less bright than xenon.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Then you have LED strobes. So the newer alarms, I feel like they're like very annoying and make you just get angry at them. Really annoy you.
And I guess it is kind of a selling feature, though. You're so annoyed you want to leave.
Yeah, that's true.
And
the
they
strobes
also,
are brighter.
I guess they draw a lot less current, so you can have more on a single NAC line.
Specifically, the new series, the second gen MIZs. Oh my gosh. If I had 1 million of those, I could probably wire them and do a crazy New Year special. Then my neighbors would be like, "Hey, what are you doing? We need to go to bed." I'm like, "Well, you have to listen to fireworks." So like, who cares? So I haven't annoyed my neighbors that much, so.
Yeah. MIZs are cool. I think they're like the first type of alarm meant for smaller room applications. Maybe not, but like they were one of the first well-used ones for small applications like hotel rooms or even classrooms. They had an old middle school type thing that had MIZs with LSM strobes on them.
I feel like, yeah, for like apartment buildings where they have so many of them, they use MIZs because they're like low current draw and they're cheap and small.
Yeah. Yeah, they're really small.
And then,
especially if you get a white version.
Usually panels, newer systems, they're on their own designated breaker. Unless you're like me and you plug into the wall and then the outlet's like, I'm not rated for 10 amps, okay? So just leave me be. But yeah, I don't really have many angry outlets. I mean, I have a few. They get like really angry. I don't know. They got angry that one time when someone put a fork in it. Anyway.
Yeah, that would make an outlet kind of angry.
Yeah, I think it would. Okay. So moving on, I'd say personally I prefer newer systems just because I feel like they're cheaper to install and like they make addressable ones so you know exactly where it was activated. Not to say there weren't addressable older systems, but they were so expensive.
Yeah.
And just to define, I'm talking like 60s to early 90s for old systems, and then like the late 90s, 2000s to present time is like new systems.
Mainly old systems would be like Edwards and Simplex.
Yes, definitely. We like me some old stuff. Yeah, I'm trying to think of my mechanical horns.
It's pretty. I think a lot of people. Some people do know this, but some people don't know this. Wheelock was actually the first to put a xenon strobe tube on an alarm instead of incandescent light.
Oh, okay. I know Notifier actually makes a strobe. Anyway, what do you think's
Yeah.
better, older systems or newer systems?
When it comes to installation costs and like ease of installation, I'd
Oh
say
yes.
newer
Oh,
because
definitely. This snappy bracket or whatever they're called is way better than a
Mhm.
4903
and
and
also like
not
2 wires.
yeah.
Instead of having to deal with
Yeah.
4 wires, you only have to deal with 2.
I mean, personally, I don't have anything against 4-wire for collector's point of view,
Yeah.
but when you're installing it, instead of having to wire a horn and then wire a strobe and then line everything up and screw it in and have to use wire nut caps and everything, it's
Mhm.
easiest just to wire a mounting bracket and then put the alarm
Yeah.
on and screw it on, and have like selectable strobe candela. Because you used to, like, if you got the wrong candela, you're screwed. You
Mhm.
have to go buy a new one. And then the
Yeah.
owner's like, "Why isn't my system in? I want to open my building up," and they get really angry, kind of like the
Yeah.
outlet, you know.
I think
s-
I think Wheelock actually is pretty good at demonstrating that with their Exceeders and their
yeah, it's
ZNSs
such a big candela range. Yep. Mhm.
and also their bracket. I mean, it's kind of cheaply made, but like you're only in a real world application, it'd only be installed once.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, I kind of just
So
snapped one of the prongs off one of my Exceeder brackets, but
that's
you know, yeah.
But
All
yeah,
right.
even
So,
the more modern alarms, just their size in general is much smaller and more low profile than older stuff.
mhm. Yep. Mhm.
Like older stuff, like a 20 Nano 3, and if you put it up on a wall, no matter like even if you got one of the rare white ones, you're still gonna notice it because it's very flashy in design and stuff.
Mhm. You know, they
Yeah.
never used to make white alarms too. White alarms, I don't know if many people know this, but the reason they make white alarms is, say you have like a red wall. You're not supposed to put a
Yeah.
red alarm on it. And there's only like one white pull station. Two. There's the BNG1S, I think, for silver or whatever. And then you have the LNG1S, which is like too rare to talk about. So, you know.
I think actually nowadays with codes, the more proper present codes allow for they changed it so that you can put white horn strobes or white strobes on white walls because the strobe will
Alright.
actually illuminate and tell you
Yeah.
that that's what it's coming from.
I know if you had a 40, 50, 80, all you would have to do is look at the bright red light on the wall that wasn't that bright. But yeah.
Yeah.
I personally think strobes are better than lights, and I don't like LED strobes because I feel like they don't grab your attention as much. Even if they're brighter, I feel like they just kind of linger longer, and it's just like, oh, there's a kind of like a flashing bright light in the background, not really a big thing. But then that's why you have horns or speakers or angry outlets. So,
Why do we keep coming back to angry outlet?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it got just angry when I put the fork in it. Maybe a sprinkler head would make it happy if I stuck that in. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway. So, personally, I think from a collector's point of view, I like older stuff more, but from an installer's point of view, like a technician, newer stuff is way better and easier to install. And then, like, you know when something's been removed by, like, EOL resistors and all of that. So I feel like it's better. And addressable stuff is cheaper, too. So
I guess if we're just talking about like an overall alarm for both installers and collectors, I think it would probably have to be like the Commander 3 because it can be 2-wire and 4-wire and also like
chime.
Yeah, it has chime settings, so hospitals are it's just basically an all-in-one device.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. So anyway, I think that wraps up this week's life safety lesson. Hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for the next one, which will be going up on 405080's channel, or as I like to call him, XLL-LXXX. Anyway, I think that's it. So check out the next episode. Subscribe to both of our channels, which will be linked in the description. And peace out.